Mr. Sands, if somebody crosses the border illegally, what should happen to them?
If someone crosses the border illegally, what should actually happen to them? That simple question triggered one of the most revealing, uncomfortable exchanges you'll see in Congress. Before we get into it, make sure you hit like and subscribe. This channel breaks down what's really happening in Washington without the spin, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get into it.
Respectfully, 16,000 illegal aliens in Vermont compared to 2.7 million illegal aliens in the state of Texas in a report demonstrating state-by-state data. And with that, I would recognize my friend from Texas, Mr. Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for holding this hearing and for fighting so hard against destructive mass migration. And thank you for the witnesses for taking the time to be here. Mr. Sands, if somebody crosses the border illegally, what should happen to them?
Federal law indicates that there are steps that can be taken to remove them. Now, that can happen at the border,
So they should
or
be
it can
deported.
happen when they are integrated into society. There are protections once you're integrated into society, especially
But
depending
if
on
they're
how long.
if we find them crossing into the country illegally, they should be deported. To put it simply, is that right?
If someone does not have a right to enter, yes, there is a right under federal law to interdict them and prevent them from entering.
Right.
That's been a basic element of immigration law for a very long time,
I agree.
including during Plyler.
I agree. Do you believe that American tax dollars should be used to rehabilitate criminal illegal aliens within our own borders?
We are looking at a heated congressional hearing where Representative Brandon Gill directly confronts a Democrat-aligned witness on one of the most basic issues in immigration policy, enforcement. Right out of the gate, Gill asks a straightforward question. If someone crosses the border illegally, what should happen? Now, you'd expect a clear answer. Federal law is not complicated on this point, but instead of a direct response, the witness pivots to process, protections, and integration into society. Eventually, they acknowledge that, yes, removal is part of the law, but the hesitation is what stands out. And that's where this exchange starts to expose a deeper divide. Gill doesn't stop there. He moves to the next issue, taxpayer dollars, specifically whether Americans should be paying to rehabilitate criminal illegal immigrants.
I believe it's in our own interest to rehabilitate anybody who commits a crime.
Including criminal illegal
If
aliens
it
who
happens
never should
within
have
our
been here?
borders, if it happens within our borders, it's to the benefit of all of us to rehabilitate them. Rehabilitation of those who are convicted
How
of
many
criminals is
criminal
not for their own benefit, it's for the benefit of society.
How many criminal illegal aliens should we rehabilitate?
Again, anyone who commits a crime and is convicted of a crime should be rehabilitated
there's no
for the
limit.
benefit of the entire
So an illegal alien comes into our
society.
country, murders or rapes somebody, we ought to rehabilitate them, is your view. And there's no limit to the number of illegal alien criminals we should rehabilitate? Is that your testimony?
I wasn't asked to testify about that, Congressmember. I asked to testify
I'm
about
just clarifying
Plyler.
your
I'm not sure
your
what this has to
position.
do with
I'm clarifying
Plyler.
your position, which you just
I
attempted to
think
lay
my
out.
position is quite clear. Thank you.
Okay, how much money should we spend on rehabilitating criminal illegal aliens?
We should spend as much money as necessary to rehabilitate anyone who is convicted of crime in this country. Again,
As much
this
now-
let me just note, Congressmember, has nothing to do with Plyler versus Doe.
No, we're
These are
getting there.
children. These
We're
are
getting
children.
there.
And with
We
an
should-
education,
should we-
they are
Sir,
far
we're-
less
we're
likely
getting there, and you're
to
here to
ever
answer my
commit a crime.
questions, actually. Couldn't we just secure the border and deport illegal aliens as opposed to rehabilitating them on our own tax dollars?
So that's too facile, Congressmember, and I think you should understand that. The simple fact is society benefits from rehabilitation. It's not a gift to anyone who's convicted
Society's
of a crime.
paying
It's
for
society.
rehabilitation, it sounds like. Do you believe that there should be a strict wall of separation between local law enforcement and immigration officials?
The witness argues that rehabilitation benefits society as a whole. That's a broad principle, and in isolation it sounds reasonable. But Gill presses the real question, is there any limit? What if the crime is serious, violent? Should taxpayers still foot the bill? And here's where things get revealing. There's no clear boundary given. The witness sticks to the idea that anyone convicted of a crime should be rehabilitated, regardless of immigration status. Now step back and think about that. The debate is no longer just about immigration. It's about priorities, accountability, and where taxpayer resources should go. Gill then shifts the focus to enforcement cooperation. He brings up the idea of a strict separation between local law enforcement and federal immigration authorities.
Do I believe there should be such a law? Yes, I do.
That there should be a strict wall, to be clear. A strict wall of separation.
All
between local
laws,
law
all
enforcement.
laws are strict. I'm not aware of Congress or any legislature passing a lenient law.
It's wall,
versus a strict law.
W-A-L-L.
So
A strict
law.
wall, W-A-L-L.
A wall. I'm sorry, I
sir.
thought you said law.
No.
I apologize.
A strict wall of separation.
I
between
think a
local
wall
law.
would be incredibly ridiculous, frankly.
A wall of separation between local law enforcement and immigration
Oh,
officials.
a wall of separation. Okay. Yes, Congressmember, yes. Again, I do believe there should be a law of separation. And if you want to describe that law metaphorically
saying that
as a wall,
Okay.
I would accept that.
Okay, I was actually using your words where you said there should be a strict wall of no cooperation between local law enforcement and federal immigration authorities. That's something that you had said in an interview with NPR in November of 2016. So if police arrest...
So I've just acknowledged that.
Right.
So not,
So if
not
police
sure why
arrest
you're
and-
putting myself to myself. I'm sure that
I'm asking
interview
you,
was not about
I'm the one
Plyler.
asking questions here, not you. If police arrest an illegal alien for breaking into somebody's home in the middle of the night, should they turn that illegal alien over to immigration officials?
So Plyler versus Doe guarantees an education.
just a yes
and
or no
as a
question.
result, that means that those kids who receive that
take the-
education are
You
far
don't
less
think
likely
that
to break
if some-
into anyone's home, Congressman.
But I'm asking, let's say they do. Should they be turned over to immigration officials? It's just a yes or no question.
no, they should be put through the criminal
They should be
law
put through
system
their-
that we have.
What about
That's-
after serving their, let's say they're convicted and they serve a sentence. And this is a criminal and legal alien, they broke into somebody's home, they're convicted, they serve let's say a 5-year sentence. Instead of releasing them onto the streets, should local law enforcement or prison officials really give them over to immigration officials?
There are too many repercussions of a policy like that. You're putting it in the context of a single instance.
No, it's
so
very
difficult
very
to answer
clear
your
that your
question.
answer is no.
No, that's
so your-
not
so
clear,
your
sir.
testimony-
That's not clear, sir. Please don't put words in my mouth.
should
You have
American-
my words
should
from
American
NPR,
taxpayers
and what I
pay
say here,
for-
you don't need to put words in my mouth.
American taxpayers pay for Medicaid for illegal aliens?
This is a major issue tied to so-called sanctuary policies. The witness supports that separation, arguing that local law enforcement should not work closely with immigration officials in these cases. Gill challenges that directly with a practical scenario. If someone breaks into a home, is arrested, serves time, should they then be handed over to immigration authorities? Again, no clear yes. Instead, the answer leans toward keeping everything within the standard criminal justice system, without automatic cooperation with immigration enforcement. That's a significant policy position, and Gill makes sure it doesn't go unnoticed. Then comes the issue of taxpayer-funded benefits.
In many circumstances, yes.
They should.
Not just American taxpayers, but immigrant taxpayers
Should
who also
American
pay taxes
taxpayers
as well.
pay for Social
As you know,
Security for
sir,
illegal
there is no
aliens?
exception for tax paying based on immigration status.
I'm the one who's asking questions here. Should American taxpayers pay for Social Security for illegal aliens? It's a yes or no question. I think the answer is no.
It's
so I'm
not a
asking you
yes
what
or
you
no
think.
question. It doesn't happen. We don't
I'm
provide
asking
Social
you,
Security
should it?
benefits
I'm asking you if
to
it should.
undocumented people. I wasn't aware that was a topic of
I
today's
don't think
hearing.
that should happen, and I'm asking you if you think it should happen.
This is the last question. The witness may answer the question.
I don't believe that that's a question when it doesn't happen. It's misleading to suggest it does. No one who's undocumented
It's a really basic
receives
question,
Social
and you don't want to
Security.
answer it because you've got a crazy radical open borders agenda that we can all see. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I think
Gill asks about Medicaid and Social Security for illegal immigrants. The witness acknowledges that, in some cases, public benefits like health care may be justified, but pushes back on the Social Security premise. At this point, the exchange turns more confrontational. Gill accuses the witness of promoting what he calls an open borders mindset, while the witness argues the questions are misleading. And that's really the core of this entire moment. This isn't just about one hearing. It's about two fundamentally different views of immigration in America. One side is focused on enforcement, borders, and clear legal consequences. The other emphasizes integration, social outcomes, and limiting enforcement overlap. As a viewer, you have to ask yourself which approach actually protects the country long term, which one respects the rule of law while still being fair. Because at the end of the day, This debate isn't going away, it's only getting more intense. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us. We're going to keep bringing you the moments that matter, without the noise and with the context you need to understand what's really at stake.